Hi everyone, this is Brian, and I don't usually do something like this, but I recently subscribed to a channel that does reviews of game systems and games and whatnot. And I'm not talking it basically talks about current and classic game systems and how they can be hooked up to things, and like to your television and all that, and well, you get the idea. And I thought to myself, maybe I should do something like that every now and then, and that's what I'm going to do here. And I want to start off by reviewing something that I'm guessing some of you probably bought when it first came out. It's called the Atrai Flashback. Now, we all remember Atari, right? When we were kids back in the late 70s, early 80s, mid 80s, we all loved Atari. What the Atari company did this time is they decided to sort of bring that back. And they brought it back with a thing called the Atari Flashback Classic Game Console. Now you might be asking yourself, what is the Flashback? Well, for some of you that don't know about it, let me explain. See, the Atari Flashback allows you to play your classic Atari games without having to buy a cartridge or anything. Well, let me kind of give you a better idea about that. This version here is based on the 7800. Now, they made another version that came out, I think it's based on the 2600. But the reason Atari did this is so that anybody that's heard about Atari, if you're like from the younger generation and you've heard of Atari but never played it, this allows you to play all those games that, let's say, your mom and dad, your aunt and uncle, your grandparents played when the original Ataris were out. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, how can I play the games? Where do the games go? Well, let me explain that, in case I forgot to do that. The games actually are in the system. That's right. When Atari made this, they actually took all the games that made the Atari 7800 popular, and they stored them in this game. Think of it this way. You have a Wii, and you have a PlayStation 3, and you have an Xbox 360. Now, you know that on a lot of them, they have these certain places like shop channels and networks and marketplaces that allow you to download games, store them on your systems, and then play them at a later date, right? Or whenever you want. Well, the Atari Flashback did something similar. They took all the games, like I said, that made the Atari 7800 popular and stored them onto here. So when you plug it into your game system, plug it into your television, it allows you to play those games. It allows you to choose which games you want to play. Now, you might be asking yourself, well, how do I hook it up? Well, it's real simple. You see, they kind of took the complications of what the original Ataris did when you had to hook them up, and they basically made them more modernized. So in other words, just like you would with, say, the Xbox and the PlayStation and even the Wii, you have your audio, you have your video. White and yellow. That's all you have to use. And then you have an AC-DC adapter plug right here. That's all you need. Now you might be asking yourself again, how do I play it? Well, the controller's right here. And yes, it is the replica of the original controller. 2 buttons, joystick, everything. It's just a replica of the original controller, but a more compact size. Now, I know a lot of people might say if you're going to buy an Atari, you get the original Ataris, the 7800s and 2600s. That is a good suggestion. If you have the money. If you don't, then I suggest going somewhere online, I think they still sell these, and buying a flashback of either the 2600 or the 7800. Because I guarantee you will enjoy them just as much as you would if you had an original 2600 or 7800. But that's all I can say about the Atari Flashback. And like I said, if you can't afford, an original 7800 or 2600, this is the next best thing. So if I was you, I'd go out, buy myself one. I think these sold at the time when they came out for about $40, and nowadays probably about $20. Now I go out, buy it, and I guarantee you will enjoy it just as much as you would enjoy the originals. So, that's all I can say about the Atari Flashback. This one's for the 7800, and like I said, they're just as good, 26, 7800 versions. But if you can't afford those originals, the flashbacks are just as good. So until next time, peace out.